What's up, Otakuans? Welcome back to another episode of the Otaku Octagon. And even though it's just me here today, I'm gonna make sure you guys don't miss out on any of your weekly Otaku news. So, first thing we have on the docket, Chainsaw Man is once again showing up in the news. And Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, yeah, they showed up in the news too. Well, Chainsaw Man has finally dropped down to number 9 in the Japanese box offices. Number 10, Demon Slayer Infinity Castle. Now, if they're number 9 and 10, who's holding it down for the number 1 and number 2 spot? Zootopia 2 and Avatar Fire and Ash. I love Zootopia. Don't get me wrong. I got a daughter. She loved Zootopia when she was younger. I love watching it 10 million times because she loved watching it 10 million times. But Avatar, I haven't watched that one. I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't seen the first movie. I haven't seen the second movie. I think this is the third. But if this is the fourth one, I haven't seen the third movie at all. But it's on, what is it on, like HBO Max now or something like that. So eventually I'm going to watch it. I promise eventually I'm going to watch it. But as of right now, it is what it is. Number 1, again, is going to be Zootopia 2. And number 2 is going to be Avatar Fire and Ash. But of course, when it comes to the anime, number 9, Chainsaw Man Rize Arc. And number 10, Demon Slayer Infinity Castle. Next up, since we're going to talk about breaking records and just gaining even more notoriety, K-pop Demon Hunters is once again breaking more records, gaining even more rewards. K-pop Demon Hunters actually went down to the 31st Annual Critics' Choice Awards and brought back two different awards. They brought home Best Anime Film as well as Best Song. They took Best Anime Film, beating out titles such as Elio, In Your Dreams, and Zootopia 2. And it took Best Song, beating out F1, the F1 movie Drive, I think that's the name of the movie, with its top song Golden. So Golden was breaking the charts in the movie, and it's still breaking charts outside of the movie. Shout out to K-pop Demon Hunters, still doing this thing, about a year later, 7-8 months later, still holding it down. Next, we're going to get into a little bit of video game news. I do have some tragic news with it. But before we get to that one, first, Dragon Quest VII. Of course, we've spoken about it before here on the channel. Just this past Monday, they did show the opening movie to the game. So as soon as you start the game up, that opening movie trailer that you watch just to get your bearings of what you're playing, they have revealed that one on Monday. And then on Wednesday, they even announced their playable demo. So that if you're not very familiar with the Dragon Quest game, or you're a big fan and you're just looking forward to playing it so much you want to get into the demo right now, this is the time. They've even announced that demo is actually going to allow you to carry over all of your progression, all of your rewards into the full game. So again, if you already know you're going to grab Dragon Quest VII, go ahead and play the demo. Go ahead and level up so that when the full game does drop, you're already well ahead of all of your peers. Now, for that bit of somber news, the co-founder of Sega has passed at the age of 95. His name was David Rosen, and he was pretty much the head of Sega for nearly 2 decades. So through the different name changes Sega has gone through, at one point it used to be Rosen Enterprises, his last name. Then moved on to just Sega. Then we had Sega Enterprises. David has always been the head. He's always been in the forefront of all the operations of Sega, even moving to head the Los Angeles division once Sega started to bring itself back over to the Americas. So, rest in peace to David Rosen. Your contribution will never be forgotten, and it will always be appreciated. Next thing we're going to be moving on to is something that we don't really talk about a lot. I am a huge Deadpool fan. I love all the Deadpool comics. I love all the Deadpool movies. Pretty much anything Deadpool, I'm going to go ahead and ingest. Well, Deadpool has a manga. So if you don't know, Deadpool has a manga and it's had a manga for some years now. 2 volumes have already dropped, and they just announced that the third season of the Deadpool Samurai manga is going to be making a comeback. It did have a near 2-year break. Back in 2024, it did pause for a little bit, but that third season of the Deadpool Samurai will be making its return, and it's definitely something that I'm looking forward to. I already have the first 2 volumes. I'm definitely looking forward to throwing that third volume up on the shelf. Now, to finish us off, I do have a few announcements, both from Crunchyroll and Netflix. We know they've been in the news a lot in the past few weeks lately here on the channel, and they're here once again for another round. So, first off, for Crunchyroll, through its Anime Nights program, will be dropping a 1-day screening on January 19th for the Zombieland Saga franchise. So, if you have seen the the series already. The series has dropped years ago. I'm talking back in 2018. They dropped a season of this. The 2 seasons have already been dropped. This is now going to be that animated movie. So if you're already a fan, they do plan on having that 1 day screening, not just here in the US, but also in Canada. So again, check it out. It is part of the Crunchyroll Anime Movie Nights program. Next thing for Crunchyroll, Crunchyroll adds even more titles to their ever-growing library. We already know every time a new season of anime comes out, Crunchyroll is going to be adding most, if not all, of those titles to their library. And they've announced even more titles that they're adding, not just newer series, but older series as well as older movies. Some of the titles that they did mention that they're adding: Yori's Shinden Samurai Troopers. I do know this is actually a newer anime series. The Casebook of Arn, Champion Witch, Oido Fire Slayer, and Theater of Darkness, Yamishibai Ito. So, if you know any of these titles and this is something to look forward to, or if you're just an otaku and you love to ingest anything anime, go ahead and check out Crunchyroll. They're always going to be dropping new titles for you to enjoy. Next, when it comes to Netflix, they did announce that they are dropping the most recent season of the Pokemon franchise, Pokemon Horizons. Pokemon Horizons is, again, the most recent of the Pokemon franchises series. Currently, they are on season 3, and Netflix has dropped the first 12 episodes of season 3. So, most likely, if you're a Pokemon connoisseur and you pretty much get anything or follow anything Pokemon, you're already aware of Pokemon Horizons on Netflix. But if you're not aware that the 3rd season has dropped, season 3 is out, first 12 episodes, go on and enjoy. And as for that, that is all we have for our news this week. If there's anything that I missed, anything that you think is just big news and everyone should know about, feel free to drop it in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, so that you don't miss out on any of our future anime news, announcements, and reviews. Until then, peace.